Hey everyone, it's Sarah from the Art Studio. We'll be making a paper mache bowl today, so I got some plaster strips right here. I got a bowl, which we'll be using to place our blown up balloon into once it's blown up. I got a cup of water right here. I'm using a disposable cup because once we start dipping our plaster strips in the water, some plaster residue is going to remain in the cup. I got some paint right here so we can paint our bowls once they're dry, along with some paintbrushes to paint it with. And then I also put down some plastic on my table because we're going to get a little extra messy with the plaster today, so let's get started. So to get started, we'll take our bowl and place that down on the table in front of us and then grab our balloon. While we're blowing it up, keep in mind however big you blow your balloon up is going to be the width and shape of our bowl, so don't make it too big. I'm going to try and make it around the size of my hand. Something like that looks pretty good. I'm going to tie it off. If you have trouble tying it, you can ask mom or dad. We're going to take it and place it in our bowl. So once our balloon is all done and tied up, we're going to take our balloon and flip it upside down because we don't want the top piece that we tied off showing. At this point, you guys can either leave it like this, or you can take a little piece of tape and tape our balloon down, just so that it stays and doesn't move around on us. This is just an extra step if you want, so that way it really won't move around. Then I'm going to take a cup of water and place that right in front of me, and I'm going to start taking my plaster strips out. Now they should all be around this size. If you want to cut them and make them a little bit thinner, that's good too. And it's good just to take them all out and place them right next to you out of the bag, which is what I'm going to do, just so it's really easy access and easy to grab. So to get started, we're going to take our plaster strips and we're going to take it in between our two fingers and we're going to dip it in the water. Take it right back out, take our other two fingers and slowly bring that down. And while I'm doing that, you can see all those little holes are kind of filling up, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to take it and place it down on my balloon, just like that. And I'm going to smooth it. I don't want to see any of those little holes. They should all be filled up. There should be no bumps or little lumps. I want it completely smooth, because the smoother you make it, the smoother your bowl will be and the more perfect it will be. Really take your time with this part and get it so it almost looks like there's no holes and it's completely flat on there. And we're to continue and do this all around our bowl, kind of like a halfway mark all around. So to make things a little bit easier for you guys, I thought maybe if you guys want to do this at home too, you guys can draw a line as to where you want your bowl to end, how deep you want it to be. Mine's not completely even. That looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be too even because we're going to end up trimming the top of our bowls afterwards. So once you got that down, we can take another strip, place it in our water, get all that excess water out. And the more careful you are with this, the less mess you'll make. Take it, place it down again. Really gonna rub that in and make sure it's completely combined with the other plaster strip I already put on there. Get it really flat. And I'm gonna keep repeating this process until I get all the way around my balloon. while doing this, I'm going to do one whole coat over the whole remainder of my balloon for the bowl, and then once I'm done with one whole layer of this, then I'll go over and do a second layer. And then once that's done, I'll do a third, because I really want 2 to 3 layers you can do, depending on how strong you want your bowl to be. 2 layers should be fine, but I think I might do a third just to be safe. And at this point, I've got my first layer done, and now I'm ready to move on to my second layer. So now I'm starting my second layer, and again, I'm going to do the same thing as the first one. I'm going to make sure everything's completely smooth and combined, and I'm going to try and get no lumps or bumps, and I'm going to try and also not miss any parts or any little holes or cracks. I want to make sure each piece is almost overlapping, if not overlapping. Just continuing on with my second layer. Just making sure I didn't miss any spots. I think I'm gonna do a third layer. I'm just adding extra strips into places that I think it needs. A little extra support. Now I'm gonna let this sit and dry for maybe 10 minutes to 15 minutes because I want it really hard and solid, which you can probably already feel it. It's kind of getting there, but we want it completely dry and hard. So once our plaster is completely dry, it should look something like this. My balloon popped on its own, but if your balloon didn't, you just take a little pin or anything sharp and just pop it really gently and take your bowl out. You might want to take a pair of scissors and trim up the edges. Mine aren't too bad. I just want to get everything so it's nice and even. I let mine sit for about 20 minutes and it's still the tiniest bit damp. So I think I'm gonna let it sit for maybe 15 minutes more so we can get started on painting. So once your bowl is completely dry, we're ready to paint. You can paint whatever you like on it. I think I'm gonna paint mine a lavender color to begin with. So I'm gonna take some purple. Take a decent amount because I want to cover the entire outside of my bowl. I don't want to have to keep remixing the same color. I'm going to take some white, mix that around. Now I'm going to start painting the outside of my bowl. Making sure I'm tapping it into all the little holes so it's completely covered. And I think I'll do 2 coats of this purple on here. And to make things a little bit easier so you also don't get paint on yourselves, you can take the bowl you used originally and place it on top. It's going to be hovering a tiny bit over the table, but just enough so that you can't get your hands dirty too while you're painting it. And once our bowl is completely painted, we can flip that over. We can start painting our inside. So I think for the inside of my bowl, I'm going to make a lime green. I'm just going to take some green. A little bit of white, yellow, together. I'm gonna add some more yellow. I'm going to start painting the inside of my bowl. I'm probably going to do 2 coats. Now just be really careful when you get to the rim, just so that you don't have to go over your outside color. Get the paint to go over the rim and onto the outside of your bowl. But it's okay if you do, because then you just cover it again with your outside paint color, which is purple for me. But you guys can paint whatever you like on these. I think I'm going to paint some flowers on mine. Now I got that inside of my bowl a nice green color. And I think I'm going to start painting the outside of my bowl. So I said I was going to do some flowers. So start off with that. I'm going to have to make some leaves. Take my brush and do some long brush strokes. Going upwards and thinning out at the top. Just like that. And do a few of those on the outside of my bowl going around the whole thing. So now that I got some leaves going around the whole outside of my bowl, I'm ready to start making some flowers. So I'm going to take a little bit of white. Some red. And a little bit of yellow. Mix that up. I'm going to start making some flowers on here. I think I'm going to make some tulips. So I'm going to start off by making a bigger teardrop shape. Just like that. I'm going to do a few of those around my bowl. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that original pink color, move it over, and add some more red to it to make it a little bit darker. I'm going to take that darker red and I'm going to do a few lines on my tulips, just to add some dimension. Just some regular red on my brush and add a few little lines in there for some more detail. Just like that, a little bit closer so you can guys see all the detail on there. And now I'm going to take a little yellow with some white, and I didn't wipe my paintbrush off, so it's turning into this nice peach color, which I'll show you in a second. There. So I just added a little bit of yellow to my paintbrush, which had that pink and red on it. I'm going to add a little bit of this color to my tulips. So you guys can see a little bit closer. Paintbrush off. Now I'm going to dip back into my green and add that to my lime green to make it just a tiny bit darker. And I'm going to go back in and add some more detail on my leaves. A few more in there. Bowl up so I can get the bottom of it. And here we have our finished paper mache bowl. We got the inside painted, we got some nice tulips on the outside, and I'm gonna let that sit to dry for another 20 minutes, and then it's ready to use. You guys can use it as a jewelry dish, you guys can use it as a coin dish. The possibilities are endless. I hope you guys had fun today. I know I did, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Bye!